Saudi Arabia just got a massive main and co-main event announced. You have Israel Adesanya versus Nasruddin Imavov and Michael Venom Page versus Shara Bullet. Before we get into that, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Help your boy grow the channel so I could keep making great content about the thing that I love for you guys. Let's get into it. In the main event, guys, we have Israel Adesanya coming back against Nasruddin Imavov. Izzy is coming off of back-to-back losses now, the Sean Strickland fight and the DDP fight, where in my opinion he came back and actually did look pretty sharp on the feet, but he did end up getting caught where DDP took his back and submitted him. Leading up to that, though, it was a very competitive fight. um, Izzy definitely took a round or two off DDP, but it seems like something is just missing from when Izzy was at his peak. He does still look very good, but the movement and his ability to evade is just not the same as it used to be, and he tends to get caught on the feet. I think over time, guys have really figured out Izzy's timing and exactly what he does and what he did on his title run that made him so hard to catch. I think guys have now realized there's so much tape on Izzy and they figured out how to counteract those things. Izzy is still fantastic, but he was light years ahead of the division at that time, and guys have definitely caught up to him. So we kind of have to see how he can adjust to everyone figuring out his style to an extent. Nasruddin Imavov has been on the rise. He is on a pretty big win streak right now. Imavov is coming off of that controversial win versus Jared Cannonier where he was very dominant in the fight, but it was a bit of an early stoppage. I think this is the perfect fight to see where both of these guys at. It's a crossroads. For Imavov, it's to see how elite he truly is, and for Izzy, with a win over an up-and-coming guy, it'll show that he is still gonna maintain his spot and stay in that mix. I love when the UFC match makes an older vet versus a guy who is on the rise. We saw this with Poirier and Benoit. We saw that kind of with Hooker and Gamrot, where you give the younger guy the opportunity to take the older guy's spot. And if that older guy can maintain, then good, you're still in there. But if the younger guy can beat them, then they take their spot and the division keeps moving forward. So I think this is great matchmaking. In the co-main event, as you can see over here on the right-hand side, we have Shara Magomedov versus Michael Page. MVP is going up to 185 for this. I don't think it is too crazy. He has fought at 185 before, and he's fighting a guy who is most likely going to strike it out on the feet with him. These are two of the most creative strikers in the UFC. Both of these guys are very, very difficult to read on the feet and tend to dominate their opponents on the feet. So this will be very interesting to see who can kind of implement their style. I don't know. I think it's pretty much a 50-50 fight, especially since I don't think either guy is going to grapple. If anyone does grapple, it'll probably be Magomedov. But very, very fun fight. For Shara, it kind of gives him a step up in competition. Even though MVP is coming up from 170, it still will be the best guy he has fought so far. But it's not really holding any stakes as far as moving him forward because it is a welterweight. Nonetheless, a very fun co-main event and something to give Saudi Arabia a show. We can see the rest of the card here. Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. That's a very good fight. Sergey Pavlovich versus Rosenstruck. And then we can go down. Terrence McKinney's on this card. Bogdan Grad. Very, very solid card to bring to Saudi Arabia. And definitely two killer top fights. That main event especially is really going to show us what is going to happen at 185, who's going to move forward, who's going to have to take a step back. Great matchmaking by the UFC. Guys, please like, comment, and subscribe for me so I can keep pushing out content, and I will see you in the next video.